Hi, this is Ron Kincher. Welcome to Thank You for Our Service, where we talk to one of the area veterans. Brought to you by 8 Open. We're at 8 Open right now, and also the Veterans Alliance Commission. We're with Cheyne, a veteran of the Air Force. So, first question is, why did you join the Air Force back in 1974?
All right. Yeah, thank you. Well, I was around police officers all my life. Right. My father was a judge. And, yep. I lived up in, born and raised in the very top of New York State, 60 miles from Montreal. So, you know, when I was a young boy, the state troopers would come and visit my dad, and they say,
hey, for good reason.
Good reason, yeah. They're presented hardened criminals.
Correct.
And they would say, the troopers would say, hey, go sit in my car, and if they call this number, come get me, because they were talking to my father.
Right.
So, you know, it's my way of feeling like I was a big cop or something.
But the Air Force, though, you didn't go in the Army or the Marines, so you're influenced by the policemen that you saw. But why did you choose the Air Force out of that? Were one of the officers in Air Force that?
No, actually, the recruiter came to our high school.
Oh, okay.
Very small townish, you know, 62 people in our graduating class, and he actually signed up for us. We all went to training together one day, and so my goal was to do 4 years in the Air Force as a law enforcement specialist, to get that experience, and then come back to New York State Trooper. And you know, I never left.
Why'd you stick around?
I liked what I was doing. After my first assignment, I was able to go back to the police academy and teach at our police academy. And then went to the next assignment and met my wife from Quincy, Leslie. And she was in the Air Force also. And we just stayed. I was, you know, at some point I think when you get into business or whatever it is, you just get bought into what you're doing. And I was bought into it.
So the track you were on when you joined the Air Force was the police side of things, correct?
Law enforcement.
Law enforcement, okay.
Yep.
So how much traveling did you do with the Air Force when you go over that track?
Well, right then, not too much.
Okay.
You know, I was enlisted. I was a staff sergeant, and then at about my 6.5, 7-year point, my first sergeant. So in the Air Force, the first sergeant is the senior enlisted member of the unit who makes sure that the morale of the troops is good. So he stopped by my desk one day and said, hey, you know, the Air Force ROTC recruiter is coming to Alamogordo, New Mexico. That's where we were based at. And I'd like you to go. And I had about 2 years of college complete. And I said, no, I'm not really interested. He said, that's good. I'll provide a visit tomorrow at 9 o'clock. And so 4 months later, I was a cadet at Air Force ROTC at New Mexico State University in Las Cruces, New Mexico, and commissioned after 2 years, and then came right back into the same line of work I was doing, except as an officer, you have responsibilities for law enforcement, security, nuclear weapons security.
So the basic gist is he saw potential in you as some sort of leader of men, and that training in New Mexico, we didn't get you to where going to go, right?
I finished my degree and commissioned and came back to the Air Force.
So how did you end up at the FBI Academy?
Well, let me see. So I was a captain in the Pentagon on my first tour in the Pentagon, and the FBI Academy would take 8 service members a year from the 4 services, and I was selected as one of those attendees. So awesome, just an awesome course. Quantico, Virginia was just awesome training.
So you were trained as a regular FBI agent at that point? Or was it a different type of training?
Right. Yeah. So this particular venue at the FBI Academy is set up for professional police officers.
Okay.
So it's the FBI National Academy. So we had 250 police officers in our class, so 50 of them were international. So they all had relevance to, they were either chiefs of police, or they were in management positions within police departments, or they were investigators, lead investigators. So they all had a tie to police work.
So you were the Pentagon prior to that. How did you end up at the Pentagon? And was it unusual for someone with your rank in the Air Force to be at the Pentagon? A lot of you guys don't have the Pentagon, or was it just?
Yeah, so I was out in the Atlantic Ocean. in the first Gulf War, 1989 to 91. And I was so fortunate to be blessed with what we call a sponsor in the Air Force. He was a brigadier general. His name was Charlie Barnhill, and he brought me to the Azores as the chief of police as a 2-year captain. Quite unusual. Anyway, long story short, he got an assignment to the Pentagon, and he called the general who ran the police force for the Air Force. And they agreed I needed to come to the Pentagon.
So you were a policeman within the Pentagon. Is that how it worked?
At that time, on that assignment, I was a staff officer.
Okay.
So my job in the Pentagon was to procure all the ammunition and all the weapons for any ground user in the United States Air Force.
Oh, wow.
So I had about a $20 million budget. So I procured every type of ammo you could imagine that people would use in combat or training.
Were you there for 9/11?
That was my second tour.
Okay, so before we get to that, were you also being trained in other things while you were that staff sergeant while at the Pentagon? Because I noticed there's some terrorist groups of people, protection type stuff that you were doing.
Yeah, so at that time, my first tour in the Pentagon, I was a captain.
Right.
And I owned the resource side of the anti-terrorism program, and then the resource side of weapons and ammo procurement. So later in life, when we get to that part of it, I can talk about what I did for after the Air Force a little bit. It was very important. Yeah, so I left the Pentagon. I went to teach ROTC at Southern Illinois University for 2 years. Awesome job. Great cadets. It was just fun, a fun job. We played a lot of basketball.
And then you ended up back at the Pentagon, and that's when 9/11 occurred.
Yeah, so I went to a 1-year school for majors, basically. I was a major then, and I went to a 1-year school in Montgomery, Alabama. Came back, was the chief of police at Scott Air Force Base.
Okay.
I did that for 2 years and then went up to the Air Mobility Command Staff at Scott Air Force Base, made lieutenant colonel, and then I was eligible for another move. And my detailer called and said, "You're one of 4 guys, that 4 people that are being looked at to be the director of security for the Joint Chiefs of Staff." Wow. I said, "Well, I've already been to the Pentagon." And he said, "Well, the 3-star general Air Force is going to hire you if he wants you to come." He said, "Well, you just won't be lost there because you've already had 1 tour. So you know how to get around." So I was the director of security for the Joint Chiefs, and that was during 9/11, about 1 year into my tour.
Were you in the Pentagon when the plane hit?
No, I was actually doing some business just outside of the Pentagon.
Right.
Our offices were about 180 degrees from the Pentagon, from where the impact area was. I was quickly back in there and worked with the National Military Command Center. And as you can imagine, it was chaotic.
I was just going to ask you what the atmosphere was like after that. You would assume that everybody in the Pentagon is calm, cool, collected. You mentioned chaotic.
Yeah. I always get a little emotional about this, but it's there were a lot of heroes that day. It didn't matter what rank you were. People responded to the scene, helped evacuate the injured as much as possible, recovered bodies, and then the whole aftermath of that is the Pentagon sustainable? And I always remember this. We did a lot of things that day. So I had some troops around duty, and we basically secured all the Joint Chiefs working spaces. That's about 2,500 people. An immense amount of classified information is dealt with there. So we had to make sure all that was properly safeguarded. And so 10:30 that evening, then Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld walks to the podium at the DoD Conference Center in the Pentagon, and trust me, Anybody who was anybody was there, from the Washington DC press corps and everybody, senators, congressmen. He walked into the podium, he said, "Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. The Pentagon will be open for business tomorrow." He turned around and looked out.
Yeah.
And so we spent the rest of the night making sure we could be open for business the next day.
So you were a major at that point, right? In charge?
I was lieutenant colonel.
Okay, in charge of the security staff, right?
In charge of chiefs.
So did your role change after that, after the plane did?
Well, it expanded. I mean, I had the same job, and so for the next year, we had some pretty high-level working groups to look at how the Pentagon could be better protected. And so the basic principle was to address the vehicle-borne explosive threat that could happen to the Pentagon, and then build standoff. Standoff is the amount of distance required to keep the employees safe on a vehicle, explosive vehicle. And so lots of things happened. Roads changed. They moved all the bus terminals away from the Pentagon. There was lots of activities there. So then I retired a year later and came back to senior service or senior level federal civil service job that addressed how to protect troops